So now once you finish with the eaves of the house, we can go ahead and start with the textures. And to get to those different types of textures, we go up into the window and then click on materials. Now let's take a look at the picture and notice how we have sort of like a stone texture, sort of a beige stone texture for the house, and we've got shingles for the roof texture. So we need to make sure that we look at the textures of the house. We want to make sure we get the right ones, because remember, this picture is your rubric. This is how I'm going to be grading your assignment. So let's go back and let's figure out what type of material that we use for the main body of the house. So with that, let's go to stone. Let's go down and look at the different types of stone. And let's pick on stone brushed khaki. Now notice when you click on a material that you get a paint bucket. So this is very similar to Microsoft Paint, if you've ever played around with Microsoft Paint. And essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be painting each area of your house. So when you click, you're essentially painting each side. So what you're going to do is you are going to paint, paint, paint. Then you might orbit and pan around. Now keep in mind, I'm only looking at these areas of the house because basically this is what the picture looks like. So you don't have to do the back of the house. However, I'm going to go ahead and do the back of my house just to be consistent. So I'm just going to go ahead and move around, do the back of my house. Keep in mind that the eaves right here are the only things that we don't have to do. Those stay white, so we don't have to worry about texturizing those. Now, let's take a look at the roof. The roof has a roofing texture. They are shingles. So let's take a look. I'm going to go up here and click on the pull down and go to roofing. And the type of shingles, let's click on these shingles and take a look. If I apply these to the roof and then look at the picture, it looks like these are it. It looks the same, so I'm going to stick with these. So there again, I'm going to go around, orbit around, apply these to all of the roofing area, and then come back around. So now I've applied all of my textures, and now I'm ready to add my doors and windows. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And to do the front door, here's how we're going to do the front door. Let's do a window, click on Window, Components, and for this, what you can do is let's do a search for front door, and then hit Enter. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for the specific front door. So there again, if we need to go to the picture, let's look at the picture again. So notice it's kind of an elaborate front door. We have this door with some panels. So let's take a look and see if we can find the one that we're looking for. This kind of looks like it's got the elaborate top. Let's click on it and see if this is it. So here we go. We've got the panels on the side. We've sort of got the molding up top. So I think this is it. So let's download it. And then let's place this. Remember, the front door goes right here on this particular face. So then let's click. Notice how it kind of pushed it into the wall a little bit. So this is where we're going to have to tweak. So let's come over here, and this is where we're going to need to use our move tool a little bit. So I'm going to pan and orbit, and I'm going to zoom in quite a bit. And then I'm going to use my move tool and see if I can pull it out of the wall just a little bit. And notice how it's getting a little temperamental. And sometimes this happens with Google SketchUp. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click off of it, click on something else, and then come back to it. And then now I'm going to try to move it out again. So now I'm going to try something else. And this happens quite frequently in Google SketchUp. So this is something that you may have to play around with. Sometimes it can be a little frustrating. So you just have to play around with it a little bit. And you may have to come back to it. If it's getting frustrating, try something else. Do something different. Come back to it. Sometimes if you look straight on and then try to work with it, it might work better. I'm going to pull it out a little bit. Okay, let's see what that looks like. There we go. Much better. So there again, you just kind of have to work with it a little bit. Let's see if we can pull it over to the side just a little bit. Try to center it up. There we go. Much better. So now we've got our door. So I'm going to go back and look at the picture and make sure I'm doing this correctly. So here's my door centered up on this part of the wall. Now I'm going to do the windows. It looks to me as if these two are the same window. This one's different. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what these two windows are. Let's do these two first. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a search for double hung. Okay, double hung. Okay, they're double hung windows. And let's just type in 69, double hung 69, because they're actually, the dimension is 69 by 58, or excuse me, but yeah, double hung 69 by 58. And this one, I'm sorry, this is the window that's actually going to go here by the door, the double hung 69 by 58. And actually, since I've got a lot of windows right here, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a double hung 69 by 58 and then hit enter. There we go. So this one, what I'm going to do is click on this one right here, double hung 69 by 58. So this is it. This is the 69 by 58 triple row. So I'm going to download this one. Again, this is the one that's actually going to go here on this wall. Okay, we only need one of this one. So I'm going to place it here. Okay, that looks about right. And so I'm going to place it to make sure it's about even with the top of the doorway. Okay, so I only need one, so I don't have to do a copy and paste. Now, the ones that are going to go on the ends are a little bit bigger. And those are, they're also a double hung. So this one is actually going to be a double hung, and it's 102. It's actually 102 inches by 64. So if I type that in and hit enter, then I've got different ones that come up, but the best one's probably going to be the second one right here. So if I click on this one, this is what I want. So I want to download this one into my sketch. So I'm going to place this one here on the end, on the face. Okay. Now I want to do an edit and a copy and then an edit and a paste so that I can paste this one on this end here. And then what I'm actually going to do is, it's probably not centered. Well, actually, not too bad. So let's move it so we can get it centered up. There we go. So now we've got that one placed. So now we've got the windows, we've got the door, and what I'm going to do next is let's place the shrubs, and then last we'll do the walkway and then the driveway. So the landscaping, what we actually have, there's two shrubs next to the doorway, and those are kind of like a conical shrub. So let's do a search in this case for its conical edge shrub. So type it out, conical, whoops, conical edge shrub. Sorry, that's conical hedge shrub. H-E-D-G-E, shrub. So when you do a search for conical hedge shrub, either one of those two is fine. Same thing. So when you click on it, well, let's try that again. Okay, now that we have searched conical hedge shrub, let's add this into our drawing. Yes. Now these are the ones that go right next to the front door. So I'm going to place this one here, and then remember we can do an edit, copy, edit, paste, and place the other one on the other side. Now, the next one are the ones, if you look at the picture here, these are the ones that are lining the front here and then over here on the side. And these are actually called the shrub hedge box. So shrub hedge box. And so when we do a search for those, you can click on any one of those, download them into your drawing. Now, what you're going to need to do is count these, and you're going to have to kind of move these around a little bit. And let's go back to our picture. So let's count them. On here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll need 7 in front of this window. 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 over here on this side. And I'm going to let you do that on your own, is fill those in. So you got 4 here, 3 here, 7 here. So now what I want to talk about is how you're going to build the driveway and then the walkway here. And basically it's just going to be a series of rectangles. So let's go back to Google SketchUp. Once you have your shrubs here, then all we need to do is just basically we're just going to draw rectangles. And so click on your rectangle tool and then just pick a point somewhere around the door and then just kind of come out a little bit, and this is going to be the first part of your walkway. And let's pan out a little bit. And remember, the walkway comes around here, so then we're just going to draw another rectangle. And then we're going to join it up at the bottom here. Let's come over just a little bit more. And then the next part is going to be the driveway. So now what I'm going to do is kind of come about right here and draw this part of it. And what we can do is, if you're not happy with the size, you can always kind of add on, because you can delete out. So I'm not really happy with the width, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add on a little bit right here, because then I can delete out the lines. So now what I'm going to do is delete these lines. And so now we have, let me get rid of this. So here we have our house. Okay. Now remember, I'm going to leave you to do your shrubs here. I was just kind of giving you an idea. Your shrubs, this isn't quite finished, but here's your walkway, here's your driveway, here's part of your shrubs. You can place your shrubs here, move them, and then once you finish with your shrubs, then you're finished with your house. And here, okay, then your house will look just like this.